So what does blackmail, the game of Monopoly, and $165,000 all have to do with each other? Well, here's the terrible thing about it. It's a fiasco that not only have I been involved in this week, but by the end of this video, you're going to realize that you're involved in it too. It's a fire that's spreading all the way from the reaches of Southern Ohio straight to where you are. But don't worry, I confront the guy who's blackmailing me live in today's video. I need this place today. I'm trying to avoid the cops here. You're in for a really wild ride, so let your wife know it's gonna be a while, and let's go. First off, what's the game of Monopoly have to do with anything? The deal is I bought a train station all the way back in 2017 and it once belonged to the B&O Railroad, you know, of Monopoly game fame. I decided to base the entire premise of my YouTube channel on filming that project. I'm doing a video here on an old train station. It's an absolute terrible place. But we're going to go through and get it all cleaned up. I paid $30,000 for it. It's going to need a lot of work. I had incredibly high hopes for turning that old Civil War era train station into affordable housing for my local community. Unfortunately though, like so many of the projects that I show on my channel, it just didn't go as planned. I gave up on the YouTube thing for quite some time, and instead I threw tens of thousands of dollars to renovate it and get tenants there. The neighborhood it's located in was kind of bad, but it wasn't that bad. I ended up buying something like 15 places just on that street, expecting to see the whole neighborhood turn around and return to the shining gem of the community that it had once been. Well, the thing is, it didn't turn into a gorgeous diamond under pressure. Oh no. In actuality, a drug recovery clinic opened about 500 feet away from my train station building, and that caused the problems in my little part of Southern Ohio to go from bad to worse. To top it all off, a little global health crisis that you might have heard of popped up on everybody's radar. And then the story of the train station just kept getting worse and worse. This game of Monopoly was certainly not going in my favor. But like every game, there's multiple people involved, and sometimes the entire game feels rigged. The aforementioned global crisis started to boost the value of my entire real estate portfolio. Even in really bad neighborhoods, it boosted the values to absolutely crazy prices. If you started the game of Monopoly today, it would feel most likely that everybody else had hotels and you couldn't even afford a house. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. $165,000 is still on the line. So as bad as you guys undoubtedly feel for me at this point with my ducktail shirt, my Bucky shirt, and my hillbilly mantra, the story's about to get much better, and then it gets way worse. This year, a local real estate competitor of mine noticed that part of my portfolio was a smoking hot mess due to the health crisis and offered me a princely sum of $150,000 for my disaster of a train station, so long as I threw a duplex in as a side deal. Now, I don't know about you, but this made me feel like a grade A rocket surgeon. Knowing that the place I had originally bought for $15,000 threw $35K into was going to get me about $150,000, and it's going to be all in my pocket because it does not carry any debt. That's a lot of money here in Ohio. So of course I did what Mr. Moneybags would do. I countered at $175,000 because I really know what my property is worth, guys. And like all good real estate deals, we ended up meeting in the middle at $165,000. We signed a contract and set it to close in just a couple weeks at the same bank I recently featured in one of my videos. So we have a story about Monopoly, a windfall sale. Surely you want to know how they're connected together, the blackmail portion. Everything was going fine, or so I had thought, and we were going to even close on time. All was well in the investment joy world. That was till my contractor called and told me that the last tenant in the train station sadly had passed away due to a chronic health struggle. It sucks because she was really nice to me, and even better, she paid her rent on time each and every month. So in situations like this, where there's a death in a rental property, we've got a pretty established procedure. We contact the next of kin, we facilitate the move out of their possessions, and then we take back the property. As sad as it is dealing with the passing away of a tenant, it's unfortunately a really common thing, especially post-health crisis. After a little over a week, the family had removed all the valuables that they wanted out of the property, and we were getting ready to call my crew in to trash it out and to start filling the vacancy. Then I got the really bad call. Brandon, someone decided to move into the property of the dead lady, and they're not going to leave till you bring them some money. Yeah. That took the wind out of my sails quite a bit. And sure, I didn't feel like Mr. Moneybags at this point in the story. To make it worse, this news came within about 30 minutes of being contacted by the closing agency, letting me know that the buyer's loan information was all and we were getting ready to close on the property. And they asked me, what time do I even want to come into the bank and pick up that $165,000 delicious check? Now at this point, I have a couple different options. One, I can screw over the buyer who's a legitimately nice guy and someone who I'll probably do business with in the future, or put on my big boy boss pants, march right down to the train station and fix it in person. This door's beat in. Hello? Hello?
What?
Hey, you're not Janet Gillum. I need this place today. You just get out of here, I'll give you $100. I got here with my moving crew. We need you out of here. I brought $100 with me in my pocket, and I'm trying to avoid the cops here and do you guys a favor. And I don't want to see anybody else here. I don't want to see anybody again, okay? We're changing all the locks out and we're taking the place over, okay? All right, thank you. All right, you too. So here's how the story ends. I'm putting 6 figures in my pocket tomorrow. I quite literally got away with only having to spend $100 out of pocket in order to solve the issue with the individual who was holding up the deal, blackmailing me to put money in his hand to leave. And all is well in Southern Ohio and my real estate portfolio. So how are you involved in today's intriguing story of blackmail? Here's the deal, and I just don't know how to say this in a nice, YouTube-friendly way. Somehow, some way, you live 1 or 2 blocks away from the train station that's next to the drug recovery facility. Yeah, you do. I know for 99% of you, you're telling yourself, I'm here in my nice, cozy, warm bathroom, or I'm sitting here on my couch watching YouTube like a normal person. I don't live anywhere close to this train station deal that Brandon's talking about, and I certainly don't live in Southern Ohio. But you're wrong here, because near you, this story that involves me is going down in the life of another real estate investor who bought a place hoping to make some money and improve the community, and now is unfortunately not getting out of it by showing up and paying somebody $100 in cash to get somebody out. All the way from Los Angeles to New York City to Miami, I've been talking to landlords who are having to pay tens of thousands of dollars, and even one who has spent over $100,000 to fix a crazy situation similar to mine. And then what happens is the cost of having to get somebody out like this gets recouped through somebody else's pockets. And I hate to break it to you, but the pockets are yours. Yours are the pockets that they come out of. Those costs get paid through the general supply and demand pool that exists in your market. It increases the tax costs, it increases the building supply costs, it increases rent costs, law enforcement, court fees, and more.